Hey world, my name is Steve Lobel. I'm about to tell you my thug story. How I met Bone Thugs-n-Harmony. It must have been 1993 and they had Thuggish Ruggish Bone. This cat came out and it blew up a radio. And back then, for all you young people, there was a thing called The Box. And it was a video channel where we would call and request to see a video or watch a video. It was called The Box. And people would pay to watch video. And so many people were calling to request to watch the Thuggish Ruggish Bone video. The song started blowing up. At that moment, I was working at Relativity Records through Sony. And Eazy-E, rest in peace, had his label through Relativity Sony. Ruthless Records was through Relativity Sony. Bone Thugs was signed to Eazy-E, may he rest in peace. So we wanted to meet Bone Thugs-n-Harmony since they were signed to the label. And Eazy brought them to New York. When he brought them to New York, it was Layzie Bone, Bizzy Bone, Krayzie Bone, and Wishbone. They must have been 16, 17, and 18 years old. It was wintertime. They came with these thin leather jackets. I remember meeting them at Newark Airport. We picked them up at Newark Airport. I think I have a Polaroid picture of that day. They had hair wild and everything. I'm like, who are these guys? You know, and they looked at me like, who's this white guy? That night, we went to the legendary tunnel in New York City. And if you Google or you do your research or you know about clubs back in the day in New York, the tunnel was legendary. And that night, we took them out. I don't remember who came out that night. Two of them stayed in and two of them came out. Back then, we had a limousine. Limos were in. For the young fans out there, you guys know about Ubers and Lyft. There was limos back then. Eazy-E and his two Samoan bodyguards, John and Jacob, we wound up going to the tunnel. And at that time, Eazy-E had beef with Ice Cube. Who did we run into that night? Ice Cube. If you watch the Straight Outta Compton movie, Eazy sees Ice Cube in the tunnel and he's handing him a Bone Thugs cassette. They don't show Bone Thugs, they don't show me, but two of the Bone members and myself were there when Eazy ran into Ice Cube. They got into a conversation. Whatever that conversation was about, I really don't know. And then from there, we hung out for a while, and then we left. I remember Eazy saying, hey, I'm gonna walk back to the hotel. He had a Pendleton flannel jacket on. And most guys who come to New York, they wanna walk. Tupac used to walk. People wanna see the city in New York. And he said, I'm gonna walk back to the hotel with his security. And me and the Bone members got into the limousine. Unfortunately, that was the last time I ever seen Eazy. He went back to California, supposedly got pneumonia, he got sick, and he passed away. That's how I originally met Bone Thugs-n-Harmony for the first time.